Hey, how's everybody today? I haven't shown a lot of stuff on this mill since I've got it really, and I've had a lot of comments, or some comments, when we originally set this mill up over there on the other side of the shop. And mainly what I've been asked is, has this mill been any good, or has it worked fine? Sorry, my voice is pretty weak. I've had a allergy mess hit me pretty hard. Lost my voice for the last several days, but I'm getting it back. But anyway, not to sidetrack it. And I don't use this mill a whole lot, I'll say, and I'm not a machinist. I'm just a hobbyist that's trying to learn this stuff. So I don't make a lot of videos because when I do something, it takes me a long time. And I don't want to bore you with all that. I mean, I couldn't possibly upload the video. It's just too long. So I'm going to try. This is probably a pretty worthy job to share a video on. It's a bunch of shafts I got to, here's the rough drawing that I got. It's fairly vague. There's not any tolerances on here, and I don't know that it's all that critical because they're just putting, I don't know exactly what they're putting on there, but they probably have a little bit of room to move things around a little bit. But there's 4 keyways. There's 3 different sizes, 2 5/8, a 1/4 inch, and a 3/8 keyway. And I've never said anything up or even done keyways before. Of course, I've watched Adam do it, Keith Rucker, and other guys. A lot of times they just set them down here in these grooves. But what I was just finding out, back to this Precision Matthews mill, yes, it's worked perfect. Every time I use it, it works really good. The only thing that I've even heard anybody complain about is the belt makes kind of some noises at certain RPM. But other than that, no, it works good. It's got lots of power, and the DRO, the Keylight, works good. I need to learn more about using the DRO. It's got power feed. It works real good. But what I just found out is on this, I need 32 inches minimum of travel to get these 2 keyways done in one setup. And what I just found out is, because the power feed is mounted on here, and I haven't looked in the book to see what the travel is supposed to be. This is a 9x50 table. But what I found out, it's still on the screen here. I don't know if you can see that. I'll move you up here closer. And let's see. Oh, sorry. If you can see that DRO, that 30 inches is the total travel. Right here, this number, 30.6. That's the total travel that I just went all the way to this end, and you can see where you run into the travel problem on this end is your handle hits here. That's your lock for your Y-axis. So I see right there it's hitting. So I backed it up about a full turn because I don't want that to hit. So I've already roughly marked where these keyways are going to be. And the end of that one is about right here. So I'm not going to get to do this in one setup. And I've got a dial indicator set up now because I want to see with this weird setup that I've got. The guy that does this work usually for this company does it on a CNC milling machine that looks to be a little shorter than this one. And he told me he just clamps his in a vise and then uses some jacks, which I didn't have any jacks, so I used these V-blocks and then these Fireball tool shims and clamped it down. So now I just want to see if this is even running true this direction, and then after that I want to do the top and see if I'm sitting flat enough or not for this. So I don't know how well if you want to see this or not, but I'm going to run this, see a few bumps like it's not. There's a little rust on the shaft and stuff. So so far we're hanging in there at about, what is it, just under half thousand's under zero there. So I'm gonna run it down here faster with the power feed. And I've got it kind of clamped in the vise, so I would assume that it's probably fairly close. I'm thinking on something like this, if we're within probably 5 thousandths, we're probably good. I don't know. So just slipping something on a keyway. If you had 5 thousandths over 30 inches of travel, you know, you're not going to be much at all over a 5-inch keyway. Let's just check it right where our keyway is going to be. It's about where it starts, so we're showing to be about 1.5 under right there. That's the end of our travel right there, so I'm gonna say we're pretty good. We're about 2.5, so we're within 1/1000th in that area, and that's just, you know, this rough material that's probably got bumps all in it where they've been beat together and everything else. So that ain't too bad, I wouldn't think. I'm trying not to get too critical on this because they're kind of in a hurry for this, and I don't want to take a lot of time. But anyway, I'll just showing you the overview of what we're fixing to do. I'll try to bring you back when we get to doing some of these cuts. Okay, I finally got the Noga Mister hooked up. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. It didn't take me probably 20 minutes to get all that rigged up, but fairly temporary. But I got it. I just got a little jug I bought, kind of like a coolant jug for a car, and I've got it temporarily hanging right there. So I made 100 thousandths pass with cutting oil a minute ago, and I thought, this is stupid, wasting cutting oil. I'm going to see if I can get this hooked up. It's the way A-Bomb always does. I'm sure it's a lot cheaper than buying cutting oil, and it also pushes the chips out of there. So I need to run this 312 thousandths deep, 5/16. So let's see how it does here. I'm running a 9/16 through here, then I'll probably run a 5/8 for a finish pass. So I think I'll just turn that on like that. I don't know how much I need to flow. Let's see what happens here. Looking at the DRL. Now there's another 100, so let's just go this way 5 inches. Oh. Well, let's just stop for a minute. Thought that was going to follow. That's just running right into it, isn't it? So, I don't know, maybe we can run it to the side. Let's try that. I think. Seems to be evacuating the chips just fine and lubricating it. That's two passes, so I need to go another, that's 200,000, so I need to go a little more. But anyway, you don't need to see all this. This is boring. You can see where I've see up close here where that's misting. Anyway, I need to go 5/16 deep, but we'll get back to this later. Well, we got these two done. I had to move the shaft to get to that other end. I did learn something, that when you drill down, I was just drilling down, I don't know, 50 thousandths or something at a time, but it wants to walk around, and that kind of made that look funny on the ends. So on this one, I think I started with a 9/16, and it don't look as bad, so that's what I should have done on the other end, but I thought I'd try it. So that's a little trigger. This one should be easier because it's coming in straight in on the 3/8. So I'll get you down here. Maybe that's not too bright. Not sure if you can see that or not. Let me move you a little bit. Don't. This one's just a 3/8, and I went away from that collet setup that I had in there, but I think this may be a little more rigid. Okay. I haven't done anything but touch off so far. Yeah, I did. I'm down 47,000. Okay, this one goes, I'll look at my drawing. 3/8. We're going 3/16 deep, so I'm going to take that easy. Probably take that in about 4 times to get down to 187 on that. Anyway, let's see how this goes, and then I hope this don't spray right at the camera. I may back that up. somewhere else. Thing's spraying hard, ain't it? Turn this down. I think the compressor was just off. I mean, I just pumped it up, so maybe it's spraying on. Let's try this. It's probably not running fast enough. I'm going to start this in by hand and feel it. So, hopefully it's going to be just fine, just going by these end mills. It's a 3/8 end mill. I'm going to have to take the air hose. I need another air hose over here. Okay. I wasn't sure how far to take that up into there. Might not should have done that, I don't know. It said to go the full depth, I don't know. So I just need to deburr that. What I will do, not sure if that's a good idea or not, but what I did on some of those is, if I can do this without knocking the thing out of the way. Let me back you up before I hit the tripod. Probably not a real great way to do that. I don't know. Without having what they're putting this together with, I don't know. I can take a file and I doubt this is as critical as what I'm making it out to be. Anyway, I'm tired of boring you. It's the first time I've ever actually cut keyways. Probably shouldn't have went that far, but the drawing's supposed to go all the way, and that's just got a, I think that's a 1/4 radius that they turned on that shaft there. I didn't turn these shafts. So, I don't know if that hurts anything or not to cut that into there. Could take a 3/8. What I did earlier was I've got these gauge blocks and I fit them into this. See? What I did earlier, and it fit in this one pretty tight. Yeah, see it's going, but it's tight. This one down here fits pretty loose. I don't know. The difference is on this one I ran a 9/16 through here and then a 5/8 on a finish pass. That one I just ran 5/8 the whole time, so I bet it was jumping around some. So the machinist that was building these told me to run a 9/16 first, but I thought I'd try it that way. So I'm learning. I guess I shouldn't have done it that way. This size fits pretty snug, which probably like it should. And if I had a 3/8, I could show you that, but I don't really have any. It takes a while to dig through those gauge blocks. I'll show you my little set of gauge blocks here. So you have to look around and add stuff together. You know, if you wanted one that was 375, you'd have to find start out with a 300 or something if there was one. There's 400, there's a 350. If you had a 350 and a 25, that's 250. So you got to find something that adds up to 375. What would go with a quarter? 250. See how hard it is to come up with? You got to think. There's a 300. I need 75 to go with that. I don't see 75,000 in here. Kind of starts at 101. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all that. I was just showing you. I've got these fireball tool blocks here too, but they're not exact. I measured one earlier, and so they don't work for that. There's a quarter. These are 3/8. Here we go. See, these are pretty cool for stacking up and mainly for doing fixturing and stuff. But I measured one of these earlier. See, like, here's one. It's supposed to be a 3/8, but they was measuring about 5 over, I think. Here. See, that's man, I can't see very good. I ain't got my glasses. Actually, that looks like about 1 over. Let's try that one in there and see if it fits. It goes in there. Probably about right. I don't know. Oh crap, I'm gonna cut myself on. Watch it. Dadgummit. Freaking split my nail on that sharp edge. Yeah, it fits pretty nice. You like it? Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's the way they're supposed to be, just like it. On the other end, he changed up. Talked to him earlier. They want a 1/4 inch on this, but instead of coming all the way to the end, he said come in about a 1/2 inch and then make it in there. So that's going to be another one of them that's a pain in the butt. Because I guess whatever they've been putting on here, that sometimes the keyways have been coming out on them. So I don't know if there's a lot of vibration or what exactly goes on this, but anyway, this is my first one. I got a whole pallet full of these to do, and trying to find a way to do it a lot faster. This has taken me 4 setups on this one, because I didn't realize my my mill table wouldn't go that far. So next time I'm going to set them up so I can do these 2, and then I'll flip it around or slide it down and do those 2. So it'll be 2 setups. But the nice thing about it is, once I've got the DRO set, because I'm using the vise, then my center line will be the same every time. I won't have to find the center. So I can just put them up there and touch off. And what I've been doing is scribing me a mark, because all of those, I guess, are supposed to be lined up with each other, and I don't know if that's very critical or not. But I had this chuck in the mill that has this, for doing a tap operation. But I'm using this to scribe, so I put that in there while I'm on center line, and I'll put some Dicom blue on it. And I just scratch me a line on the top of that in several places. So that way when I move it, I can turn it back around and find that scratch mark and line up on it. And then I'll be straight again. Within probably 5 thousandths or so anyway. So, well, I'm about to lose my voice again, so still fighting this old cold. So we'll get back to this project later. I don't know how much more worth showing. This is just a little project I was doing here in my shop. Really just learning how to do this on my own. Watching Adam Booth, Keith Rucker, them kind of guys do it. I've watched a lot of videos in the past on this, so it worked out pretty decent for my first try, I think. So anyway, I'm going to sign out, and we'll catch you on another project around here sometime.